I'm an addict. The topic of this workshop is brotherly love. So obviously you can see all my brothers up here, youngest to the oldest. And yeah, I said youngest to the oldest. Youngest to the oldest.
He's on the out. It's gonna be good.
So yeah, briefly, so I just, for the longest time, I do what everybody does: use to live and live to use. But so we're gonna get this started. The first speaker I'm gonna announce is my little brother Johny. I'm sure he's a nervous wreck, but he's gonna be all right. Can everybody help me welcome Johny?
My name's Johny and I'm an addict. First and foremost, I'd like to thank God for allowing me this opportunity to come out and share my experience, strength, and hope. Listen, when I was walking through them doors, I felt like I just hit a lick and I was going to cop. That's how my guts felt. You know what I mean? And when I walked in, Mark said, "How you feel?" I said, "Man, this shit crazy." Right? So as I sat down, though, and looked around the room and seen all the people that's in my life today because of Narcotics Anonymous. And then I sat up here with 3 of my brothers that I didn't have a relationship with because of the life I chose. Thank God for Narcotics Anonymous. These 3 guys right here, I didn't have a good relationship with at all. Because the life we chose was getting high and going to jail. I would come home, they would go in. They would come home, I would go in. It was just like a revolving door. When I came in here, I was tore up from the floor. I had no, I did not know how to be a productive member of society. I didn't know how to trust. I didn't know how to love. I didn't know how to be responsible, etc. But thank God for my 2 brothers that were here before me, that stayed in position to allow me to be introduced to Narcotics Anonymous. Because of them, I celebrated 5 years, February 13th. Because of you guys and sharing your experience, strength, and hope, and coming to meetings and listening to everybody sharing their experience, and finally realizing that I wasn't alone. Finally realizing that there was people like me out there. Because when I was using, listen, every day I would use. When I would get money, it was a great day. But when I didn't have money, I prayed every day. Like, damn, please help me get help. Stop me from getting high. But the minute the lick came, all that shit went out the window. I have... But these been the best 5 years of my life, yo. Being responsible, voting for the first time. Like, these are the things that, yeah, I voted, and I didn't vote for Trump. Like, nah. Just like, these are the things that I look at, and to some it might not be nothing, but to me, it was real big. Being at the same job for the last 5 years. That's right. Being able to go to school, get my CDLs, and build a career for myself. I never finished anything. But they told me to keep coming back. They told me to get a sponsor, get a home group, build the foundation, build a network. So when life shows up, you have somewhere to go. Because I was used to running. I was used to running because I didn't want to deal with my feelings. Because I didn't know how to process my feelings. I didn't know how to feel. You know, like when I first got clean, I would wonder why I would always cry for nothing. Like somebody will hold the door for me and I'm like, oh my God. You know what I mean? Because I was an emotional wreck. I was an emotional wreck. And the crazy thing is, life shows up today. And listen, I don't like being sad. And I don't like feeling. I still don't like feeling. But it's probably the best gift I ever got out of Narcotics Anonymous for me. To be able to feel anger, process it, make a rational decision, and keep it moving. And I learned that from you guys. You know, I learned that from talking to other addicts. Life shows up, man, and today I don't gotta get high. Today, you know what I mean, I pick up the phone. Today, you know, I talk to other addicts. Most of my friends, all the friends I had when I was using, I no longer associate with. Like, when they said change everything, I could never grasp that shit. What you mean change everything? What the fuck does that mean? Until I got, like, my first year clean and I was realizing that, like, my first relapse, like, relapse is a part of my story. My first relapse was, all right, I'm not using drugs, I could still go to the club. I'm not using drugs, but I could still hang with people that's selling drugs. You know, that was my perspective. But today, like, my perspective is, when they said change everything, that meant everything. Like, all my friends are in Narcotics Anonymous. Like, the people at work I associate with, they still, look. People go out and drink socially. Fuck them. For real. Because I can't. Call me a hater, call me what you want, but fuck that. Because, listen, if I could get high with no consequences, I'd probably still be getting high.
Talk about that.
You understand? Like, as rough as it was, I loved to get high. That's why I kept getting high. As much as I hated when the police locked me up and the judge sentenced me to prison, and I went away, and I cried and moaned and stressed out, as soon as they released me, the first thing I thought about was getting high. I didn't think about going to see my mom. I didn't think about going to try to build a relationship with my brothers. I didn't think about none of that shit. I thought about, all right, I got a couple hundred, I save, what's the prices now? Who's giving the biggest pieces right now? That was just the way I was thinking. Today, I don't think like that, man. Today, look, I get up every morning at 5, and I go to work, and people love me at my job. They depend on me at my job. Like, they count on me. They call me, and I ain't even a supervisor, but they call me for advice because of Narcotics Anonymous. If it wasn't for Narcotics Anonymous, man, I don't know where I would be. Well, yeah, I'd be dead. With the shit that's out there now, because I was greedy. I was greedy. I ain't know how to save nothing. I want to get high, and I want to make sure I feel it, so I would overdo it. Listen, I was homeless with homes, if that makes sense. Like, I would be in the street and my mom would come up, did you eat? Did you? No. shit, oh, come on, I'm going to take you to get something to eat. You know, poor, the shit I put my mom through, man. Like, we would go to White House, because, you know, my life, you know, my brother couldn't have said it no better. My life did revolve around a 9-block radius. I didn't go nowhere else but there, unless somebody had some better drugs down the way. But she would take me to White House, and I'll never forget that shit. And she would always make sure I ate. And honestly, I'm gonna keep it real. The only reason why I was with her, because I knew I was gonna get her for some money. Because if that wasn't the case, I would have never left the block. You know, she would throw me a couple dollars, tell me she's praying for me. I would get out the car and forget all about that shit because I just wanted to go get high. Today, my mom's proud. Today, when she sees me, she lights up. Today, she gets a good night's sleep. She don't have, when I call, she ain't worrying about what the hell happened. Did he get killed? Did somebody kill him? Did he OD? Is he going back to prison? Did he hurt somebody? Is he going for the rest of his life? Like I'm 49 years old. And I probably spent 20 years of my life in prison. In and out. And I wore so many masks for so many different purposes that I didn't know how to be myself. And when I say I didn't know how to be myself, like, when I got clean, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I used to be in a room full of people. My anxiety would be up here. I would be shaking. I would be sweating. You would have thought I was in menopause. No offense. But, so, yeah, no offense. But like, for real, like, I couldn't be more grateful for Narcotics Anonymous, man. I couldn't be more grateful for the people in my life today. I don't have the best life, but I got a great life.
That's all right.
Like, I got clean in a relationship. I relapsed, stayed in a relationship, and my relationship was fucked up. It was hanging on by a thread. Because we didn't know how to communicate. Like, my communication skills was in the basement. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know how to communicate. I always wanted to win. I never want to lose. But today, I know how to shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like, today, I know how to shut the fuck up. Like, somebody said it yesterday in another meeting. The opening speaker, he said he was in his sponsor's house and the husband said, 5 minutes, take a break. Go over there. So we went to Puerto Rico and we bought this little maraca. So when I got the maraca, you got to shut the fuck up. And that's how we started. So when I was done, I'll give you that maraca and then you start talking. And that's how we did it. It was a little green and I was shaking. When I see she was about to say something, I was shaking.
Yo, I need one of them.
So, and you know, she wasn't in NA. And I was. And I was building a life, and she wasn't. You know, things happened, shit went on, and now she's in NA. And the crazy thing is, I never thought we'd be where we at. Like, our communication is so much better than it ever's been. Like, we both know how to take a break. we both know how to shut up. Sometimes we both shut up at the same time. You know what I'm saying? But somebody's got to talk, right? You know I'm going to be the first one to say something. But, like, I couldn't be more grateful for my life today, man, and where it's at. And I think about where it's headed. You know what I mean? And just for the day, you know, I know I ain't going to get high because I'm surrounded by so many good people. And, you know, everybody ain't here for the same reasons. You know, and my network, you know, today I get to choose. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people that's been here before me, you know, I get to choose and to decide where I want to be. Like, do I want my recovery like that or do I want my recovery like this?
That's right.
You know what I mean? And if I changed all this shit in my life, the last thing, look, I ain't perfect. You know, I fall short all the time. But today I could recognize it, point it out, find a solution, and keep it pushing. And I only can do that because of Narcotics Anonymous. Because I tried everything. I've been in so many rehabs, so many so-called rehabilitation, prison reform centers that they said, oh, you get time off, go here. Oh, I could get time off, I could go home early, I went in. Just like I was going for the wrong reasons. For once in my life, I came here broken, I came here desperate, I came here fucked up. What better way to get better than a bunch of people that's fucked up? Like, there was nothing in my life that, like, I was almost like I would try to sell my social security number to the Mexicans, and them motherfuckers like, no. No. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody wanted in on what I had. I didn't have anything. I didn't have nothing to offer. The Mexican, yeah, he was like, yeah, my brother, he went to jail. He said it was you. You know what I mean? You had warrants. You know what I mean? Like, and, you know, like, they wouldn't take nothing from me. So, you know what I mean? Like, when I said I was alone, like, when I got clean, you know, I relapsed. And you know the crazy part of this? I ain't even relapsed on my drug of choice. I relapsed on fucking K2. Only because I was on recovery court and it wouldn't come in my urine. How sick is that? I know I could get high and I ain't got to worry about going to get a sanction. I could pee clean, walk out, smoke some more. You know what I mean? And listen, that shit led me right back down the same path because it wasn't enough. Like, my drug of choice is heroin. Ain't nothing competing with heroin. I don't know what your drug of choice was, but for me, nothing can compete with that drug. Nothing. Kids, family, friends, nothing. I came here and I was fucked up, man, and all I wanted to do was get clean. And when I relapsed, you know, I was on like a 2-week run. And freaking, I was in Pleasantville at the bus stop, you know what I mean, trying to get one more. And, you know, this young lady came into my life and said, look, everybody's worried about you. Why don't you turn yourself in? And I was like, look, I was so tired and broken. And it was February. That's the crazy part. It was fucking freezing out there. And I had this little ass jacket on. But every time I would get high, that shit would go away. But I was like, fuck it. I throw in the towel. I'm done. I can't do this no more. She said, I'm going to pick you up. What's fucking with? We went to the county jail. I had a warrant. I ran from the halfway house. I ran from the halfway house. We went to the county. And the county said, we don't have a warrant for you. We can't take you. You know, this young lady's mom put me in a hotel and said, don't worry. You know, she called my sister. My sister called the John Bond and all these people and said, look, if my brother dies, I promise you, all of y'all going to go. All of y'all going to lose your job. Because he been on the run for 2 weeks and y'all don't even have a warrant for him. I stayed in a hotel, bro. That's how desperate I was. I stayed in a hotel overnight by myself. Waited till the morning till they picked me up, went to the courthouse and turned myself in. And I ain't never turned myself in for shit. But the desperation and the pain was great enough. You know, you guys told me when the pain got great enough, you'll surrender. And the pain got great enough to where I surrendered, you know what I mean? And I went away. They told me they was going to send me home after rehab. I said no. I want to go to the halfway house because I didn't have anything. I had a bag of clothes. That's it. And I went to the halfway house. I saved my money. I worked. 2 weeks before I got out, I told my counselor, I need to find a job in my area. Because when I go home, if I don't have nothing, I'm going to go back to using drugs. And they allowed me to put some applications in. My job called me. On furlough, I went to the interview on a pass. And when they called my house and said that I got the job, I was so happy. I came home November 4th, 2020, and I started November 9th. Like, you got that. Like, H&I came in there and they said, you got to have a plan. You gotta have a plan, and if you want to stay clean, you got to do what we do. They told me to get something you never had, you got to do something you never did. And that's what I did. Everything I used to do, I didn't do no more. Everything, I was still learning. It was like a kid riding a bike. You know what I mean? I was still learning. I didn't know how to talk to nobody. I didn't want to talk to nobody, let alone share some deep, dark secrets that I have with another person. But I did. And I do it. Because I know if I don't do it, it's going to keep me sick. I thank God for Narcotics Anonymous. I thank God for you guys. I couldn't be more grateful for this experience. I was scared, but once I started talking, everything was great. When I look around the room and I see the love, I just feel at home. There's no other place I would rather be than here. My name's Johny. Thanks for letting me share.